Hey, how's it going? Everybody, this is Naked All Day, and you're watching my server play series on DW20 mods with gregtech. If you're interested in learning how to play gregtech, well, then you've come to the right place. If you just happen to click on this video, there is episode number 1. You might as well start there. My videos basically take you step by step through the process at which I play this game. Try to explain all the little stuff too, and cut out all the little mundane tasks like mining and gathering stuff. In this episode, we'll be playing around with some factorization. If you recall, in our last episode, we went into the nether. We gathered some materials that we need to turn into some really, really cool stuff. I think I ended the video making this hammer out of steel and hanging up for the last time my iron hammer. Factorization is the mod that we're getting into. So let's just pull that up here. And this is the stuff that we'll be building. The reason why we're going to be using factorization is because it has the potential to triple your ore output from its raw state. Let me just show you what we got going on that I'm going to be going into an entire different mod just because. Well, we have this cobalt and we have this ornite that we found in the nether. I want to triple this stuff because going into the nether is very dangerous and this stuff is very rare at that. So if I could triple this stuff, I won't have to go back for these materials anytime soon. So this episode, factorization. I've already went ahead and started crafting some of this stuff, leaving some stuff for us to craft on camera to kind of take you through this process. Let me just make a plan here and get things situated, bring it back, and we're going to jump right into it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your subscriptions and your thumbs up. Comment if you like my videos. And without further ado, here we go. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to pick a spot somewhere on our property, near a house, maybe even on top of our house, to place an object that's going to capture, create, transfer electricity or power. Something to power this mod. And factorization has two ways to do this. Now we could either use some sort of food, turn that into heat. We could boil water that way and have a water boiler create steam and then a steam turbine to create the electricity. Or, and I think we'll choose the second option, let's build a solar panel system. I don't know what they're called. A huge solar panel collector. It's really cool because it surrounds this tall column with these mirrors that direct the sunlight towards the water boilers with a steam turbine on top, allowing and generating energy. So that's probably what we're going to do. So let's just figure out where in the house we're going to put this. And I already have an idea. So I'm thinking maybe this wall. So we can either build in the sand there. Yeah, let's just put it on the ground. We're going to have to clear some space out, so let's do it. Devin Rose just joined us on the server. He's actually on TeamSpeak with us. He might say hi if he's actually listening in. There he is. All right. So let's see here. I think this is the common wall between it. We'll probably use both sides, maybe even take that wall out. So let's do something like this. Yeah, I think that will work. Let's go grab a bucket because we're going to need to fill that bottom with water. And let's start crafting. First thing that we're going to need to build are water boilers. I've already built 3, but let's go ahead and build another one. Let's see here. The recipe is iron bars and iron ingots. I'm going to show you how to make the bars, but you probably already have an idea since we've been working with gregtech mods already. We're basically only going to need some iron ingots and the file, the bronze file, to make our iron bars. So let's go ahead and do that now. Put our ingots anywhere in our crafting system here with our bronze file above it will give us our iron rods. We're going to want 6 of those. And by placing 6 iron rods in this pattern with, I believe, a wrench, so let's just grab the rest of these tools. Yep, give us our iron bars. And just to show you the recipe again, it's the iron bars with iron in this configuration. Hold shift, hit the question mark, allows us to bring our boiler down. That's perfect. Let's take the rest of the 3 that we have, and some of these, we'll bring that out next. But we are going to need, let's get some buckets of water. Now our boilers have to hover over water. Oh, experiencing a little bit of lag. There we go. First thing we're going to want to do is we're going to place a block here so we can place our first boiler down, because it needs to be hovering over water. Take that initial staging piece of dirt out and place our water in here. Okay. And this thing will slowly fill up itself with water. As you can see, it's pulling water sources out when it needs it. And we're going to put some more water boilers on top, and it's going to fill all of them up. There's no way to right click and see inside this thing, but it's pulling water. It's getting kind of dark since we're working outside. Let me go lay down and we'll sleep the night away. Alright, well, welcome back. We had a good night's sleep. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to build some of these mirrors. Mirrors are quite simple, but let's just see in the NEI what it takes to build. It takes silver all the way around some glass panes. Okay, I have 40 glass panes on me. Let's grab a stack of silver. Put the silver around in this configuration with the glass panes in the center. Gives us our mirrors. Reflect sunlight at the water boilers. Now we have a total of 16. Let's go place those down. If you just place them now by right-clicking on the dirt, you'll see that the mirrors will auto-adjust themselves to the water boilers, which is kind of neat. And we are going to be mindful to make sure to leave a spot for our cable or a conduit to run into the house here. So we're going to leave this block open. Perfect. I will eventually have 3 levels of this stuff, most likely, but we'll start a second one now. We're just going to go around this with the mirrors the next, and that's probably going to be enough. These steam boilers are getting hot from all the reflection of the sun, and what do we need on top of that? We're going to need a steam turbine. Let's go make one of those now. Okay, let's see what it takes. It's going to take a fan, iron bars, which you've already seen me make. We have the glass panes. We have some iron ingots. What you're going to need to see me make is this motor. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to need one of these bottles of water, some gunpowder, possibly this clay. Remember that clay I told you to make? Yep, that's it right there. And we'll grab these bars and lead too. Okay, so the first thing that we need to craft is this engine. To make this insulated coil, it's going to take the clay block with 4 lead. Well, with lead all the way around it, actually. So, clay block. Need more lead. Gives us our insulated coils. Next, we're going to be crafting for the engine is this magnet. To make this magnet, we need a battery. This battery takes lead ingots and iron ingots and sulfuric acid. This is where the gunpowder I asked you guys to start collecting a little bit ago is going to. 2 gunpowder, 1 coal, and this bottle of water will give you sulfuric acid. Bottle of water, 2 gunpowder, and a piece of coal. Sulfuric acid. Lead and iron. Where's the rest of the iron? Need more? Now we got our battery. Perfect. Now let's see what the recipe calls for. Battery with a piece of iron and some lead wire. Okay, we could do that. Lead wire, iron, gives us our magnet. Next, I think we have enough to actually craft the motor. So let's put that recipe in our crafting table. Put our iron in and our lead, insulated cable, insulated coils, gives us our motor. Perfect. Now that we got our motor, we could probably just go ahead and craft the steam turbine. Oh, you need to see the fan. The fan is basically this configuration here. Perfect. Put the fan blade in the center, iron bars on top. I think it's iron and lead. Maybe not. What is it? Lead. Oh, we're missing the glass panes. There it is. We have our steam turbine. Let's go install that, shall we? Okay. You can see the fan blade moving. From the steam rising through all the water boilers, it's going to be creating electricity for us. Now we got to do is find a way to get the electricity from the actual steam turbine into the house where we're going to need it. All right, well, the solution for that is this lead wire. What's cool about this lead wire is it kind of follows the block, so you just kind of stick it on there, bridge the gap there. We'll go ahead and just chop this down, because I think we're going to end up putting, let's see what we got going on here. Okay. And maybe the battery there. We're using the same battery that we used in that crafting recipe to make our magnet, because it only used a little bit of the charge to make the magnet. So it's kind of neat. That actually just changed. The battery used to disappear when you made the magnet, but apparently they got it working together and changed it up a little bit. Hence the reason why I have so many batteries in my inventory, because I thought it still worked that way. But you can see we're getting a charge back in these batteries. I might as well just throw them all down, so we could have some machines working on both sides of this wall. Let me get a couple more machines going and we'll be right back. Alright guys, well the first thing we're going to need to make is, that's going to be involved in the process of tripling our ores, is a lacerator. Now the lacerator, it actually attaches to this socket block. So let's go ahead and build this. It's going to take a slab of wood and 2 iron bars. So let me see if I have a slab of wood anywhere near. I do. So let's go ahead and craft that. Find a place to put it. I think right there will work actually. Now the way we make this lacerator, it's kind of expensive. This is about the most expensive part of factorization, or at least the part that I use. Not necessarily the hardest to gather, but it is the most expensive. What we need is, we're going to need some diamond block shards. Okay, in order to make that, we need to put, or in order to make the lacerator head, we need to put 9 or 8 diamond block shards around a piece of iron, and that will give us our diamond cut-in head. But how do we get these diamond block shards? Well, this is kind of fun. You know, when we were traveling, we found a couple of those temples in the desert. Well, they yielded us some TNT. So we're going, let's take a TNT, and how about a lever? Let's find us some diamonds. I have just enough. It's going to take 9 diamonds. We're going to have to compress it. So luckily, we've got all of our bronze modules, you know, the gregtech Bronze Age complete. We have a compressor. So let's go ahead and compress down some diamonds. I have the coal boilers off, but my tanks don't seem to be emptying their steam, even though I have switched to fluid ducts. I even right-clicked on this fluid duct, and it has like a little red arrow pointing down. I don't know. Maybe it's working, maybe it's not. But the compressor seems to be working off something, so maybe it is. There we go. We got our diamond block. Still daylight outside. Let's go find a mountain that we will eventually terraform down. And since we're going to be using some TNT, might as well make it, kill two birds with one stone. How about that? Yeah, let's see. How about right here? I say we put our diamond block down there. Put our TNT above it. Get our lever. Put it on top. Will it go on top? It won't go on top. Put it on the side. And light the fuse. And run. Alright, look at that. That yields 18 diamond block shards. And we got a nice big hole that we're not going to have to dig out later. Perfect. Let's go craft our lacerator diamond head. Piece of iron in the center. Diamond block shards around it will give us our diamond cutting head. Now, let's see what else it's going to take. It's going to take another motor. Well, luckily, I've already crafted it. So let's put a motor there. The lacerator head. We're good to go. Let's go put this down. Now we're going to install this lacerator to the socket block. Just look at it and right click on it. And now we got a cool looking lacerator head. Now if it works properly, we could get that blade to spin by placing a block in front of it. Oh, that reminds me. We're actually going to have to move this thing out one block because I need to put a chest or an inventory behind it, and I don't want to put it in the wall where I can't get it. So let's see if we can move it out one block. So first, let's just get a basic wood block, a wood chest here. Got far too much in my inventory. Let's go ahead and clear some of this out. Just put everything in there for now. Okay, so we have our lacerator. We need. Okay. Put our chest down right next to our that might not work either, actually. We're going to do this. I wonder if that is going to power. If not, I guess I could put a piece of lead down. We're going to craft a barrel to stick in front, and the lacerator will pull from the barrel, which is kind of neat. It means you can put a lot of stuff in there and just have it work. We're also going to grab some materials, cobalt. Alright, so if this works properly, when I put the cobalt in the barrel, this blade will start spinning because we have a charge here. And you can see it's slowly been building back up its battery charge because it's been working outside. So let's drop some in there. If this starts to turn, then we've got power. If not, we're going to have to add some lead wire. There we go. Now if I put another machine in front of this battery, this mod will allow the electricity to flow through that machine as well, so we can remove that lead, and that'll work just fine. All right, so if this is going to slowly but surely grind down our cobalt into some sort of powder or dust, which we could then process, and it's just going to deposit it back here. So dirty cobalt gravel. So we need something now to process that dirty cobalt gravel. Let me go back to the crafting table, figure out what it is exactly, and we'll get crafting. Right, YouTube, welcome back. So what we need next is the mixer. The mixer is a cauldron, a motor, and a fan. Notice that I've already built these things. That's in lead. So this should actually go pretty fast. Mixer. There we go. I know how this works already, so let me just make sure we got some buckets, because we're going to need some buckets of water. And we're probably going to need a water source really, really close to this thing, so let's just go get 2 buckets of water. It's dark outside. But I'm a rebel. Our plants are growing nicely. Okay, let's go downstairs. Let's not go downstairs. Let's put our source block up here somewhere. So this continues to go faster. It does. You can see how the lead wire is no longer there, but the mixture is still going to allow the lacerator to keep working. So the way this works is we're basically going to need to keep putting buckets of water in here. We'll make another bucket for it, but I'll do that off camera. We'll get this material that's been processed once, stick it in here. And what do we need? What am I missing? I know we're going to have to build a slag furnace, but I thought that was after this. I'm pretty sure it is actually. What's happening here? Do I need... Maybe we're just out of power. Oh, looks like we're out of power. Let's go to sleep so we can produce some electricity. If that was the problem, when we go back up there, we should see something happening at the mixer. No? Still building up power? Oh, maybe I disconnected the battery with the water there. Let's change something up here. Probably have to move that whole water source. Get a bucket of water just in case. Oh, that's what it was. See how we got disconnected here? Maybe if I run it up the wall. Maybe that'll work. Lacerator's moving. Oh, so is the mixer. Cool. Now we got our clean cobalt gravel, so that was it. That was the problem. Let's put some more water in there to keep it going. There's probably a way to automate this, probably with the use of golems or something. And I know that David Rose here is very good with golems, and when it comes to that time, we'll probably call him over here and see if he can show us how to use those golems. Until now, I'll just do it manually, and we're going to get some clean cobalt gravel. I'll fill this up just another time here. We'll let this finish cleaning up. We'll process all this material, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, welcome back. As you can see, we finished processing all the material. The barrel's empty. The chest is empty. And now we have 52 clean cobalt gravel. We started with 26. So we're already double so far. Anything that we get after this will be between double and triple. Now this sludge apparently turns into clay, and if we need to, we'll be able to use that as clay later on. But the next step of the process is to burn the slag away from the clean cobalt gravel. So let's go ahead and build something that can do that. And I know that takes 2 furnaces. Notice I have the resources here just waiting for us. And the pattern for a slag furnace, with the 2 furnaces in the center column at the top and the bottom, and cobblestone on the edges. Get this our slag furnace. We're going to need some charcoal for this. Let's bring this over here with the rest of our stuff. And I'm thinking, I kind of want to cover this stuff up, you know. Let's see. Nah, let's just put this right here for now. Throw our charcoal in there and our clean cobalt gravel. This is going to cook up. And when this is done cooking up the stack here, I'll bring you guys back in here and show you what's the next step. But right now, it's going to sit here and it's going to make us reduce cobalt chunks. Okay, guys, let me finish this up. I thought I'd talk a little bit more about this mod. And while we do so, let's go ahead and put some ardite in the barrel here. We'll get this processing. Expect to spend a lot of time tripling your ores. That's the payment. I mean, nothing in this game is for free. It's either a lot of work and effort to get something, or a lot of energy to get something. And in this case, what we're paying is our time. And of course, the 9 diamonds and all the lead and gunpowder and everything else and fun-looking stuff that we get. But for us to put something in this barrel, run it through this whole process, which we're not even halfway there. We still got a couple machines to build yet. It's going to take at least 15 minutes, probably closer to 20 minutes, just to get 5 pieces out. Slag furnace is doing good. The top square is basically how many times this has worked so far. 21 and 31 is 52. That's what we started with, and so far we've gotten 6 extras. So now we're more than 200% what we started. So the more this goes up, the better we are. And I think this is going to be like 220 to 250% yield increase. And once we're done electrolyzing it and everything else, we should be closer to 300%. I'm not sure if it's a guaranteed 300%, but it's pretty darn close. And we're pretty much not going to have a cobalt shortage anytime soon. So that's what's good about it. But I don't know about you, but I like animation. This stuff here is pretty cool. I wish I knew how to mod. I'm so grateful for the people that write these programs and all these mods, because, I mean, this is just cool. Look at this thing. The mirrors, I mean, it's just, I envision something like 64 by 64 towering in the sky. You know, something you could see in real life. I just think this is pretty freaking cool, man. The infusion crafting, I mean, come on. It doesn't get any better than that. That's just awesome. I have ideas, I just don't have the know-how in order to do it. I like to see moving parts and like conveyor belts. We have conveyor belts for the ground, but I'm thinking like, what if there was like a way to make some big steam engine, like a real big 1920 steam engine that you would see in some factory running some sort of leather belt system that had rods in the ceiling. You could put like ceiling fans that move because the belts are turning the rods that are turning gears, and maybe running other machines. So you'd need a big factory-like room like this with one main power source running a series of belts and pulleys and gears down to each machine. I mean, that would just be awesome. You know, moving parts are freaking awesome. I watched the Dire Wolf do his thing, and he likes to hide all of his, you know, pipes or whatnot. Well, I like to see that stuff. I'm very obsessed when it comes to like mechanical engineering. And I could sit and watch gears for hours and just be entertained. I did see a mod somewhere on the internet of some gears and transmissions and stuff, but Direwolf doesn't use it, and I'm not that program savvy. I'm just barely learning how to install mods in this game, for crying out loud. I mean, do I look like a guy that knows what he's doing on the computer? No, I tend to get a lot of help, but yeah. Heck, if a modder wants some ideas, man, I've got a bunch of them. That's all I do. think of weird and crazy ways to get rich quick, as my brother would say. But anyways, let's enough of that banter talk, and let's just put the video back on hold. Wait till this to finish and build our next machine. Okay. All right, welcome back, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get the next machine ready. I decided to go ahead and try to put tin in there. We just put 22 tin in there, so we're gonna see how that turns out. I've actually never done any other material other than the nether stone ore, but I would imagine that it works for all of it. And we have a bunch of ore, so it's not like, I mean, I got 2.5 stacks of iron. It's not like we're going to be missing any, but I guess tripling it at this point, still early in the game, will mean less mining for me. So yeah, I just might let that happen. We'll see. I'm going to try with some tin first. But anyways, the next machine that we need to build is the electrolyzer. Where is it? Or crystallizer. Sorry about that. Crystallizer is what we want to build. This is a simple recipe. It's just a cauldron, a string, and a stick. This one doesn't actually need electricity, but I think it needs temperature. So if that's the case, we want to build a furnace heater. We need some insulated coil and 2 lead ingots. Insulated coil. We're going to need 2 more than that, which means we're going to need some clay. By holding shift and left clicking, we only take 1 out of the inventory at a time, if you didn't know. Now we need some lead, which we've pretty much used all of our lead. We had nearly 2 stacks, so just to let you, if you're going to be doing this mod, make sure you have at least two stacks of lead. Perfect. Now, the crystallizer. Okay, we're going to need some string. Got some right here. A stick and a cauldron. See one in here anywhere? There we go. String, cauldron, stick. Perfect. Now the furnace is this heater needs to be at the power source. As you see, it starts to glow, and then the crystallizer could be anywhere around it, whether it's on top or here in front, which is where I want to put it, leaving one space of water. So when I run this mixer, I can just get the water, put it in there. Our dye seems to be done. So it looks like we got 68 reduced cobalt chunks now. Looking good. Now we need to throw it into our crystallizer here. Let's see. Why isn't it working? There is a reason why, guys, and it's because we don't have anything in this slot. And what belongs in this slot is aqua regina, netherrack powder, fire charge, and sulfuric acid. Let's see what we got. So we're going to need some sulfuric acid. Do we have any left over? No. 2 gunpowder, piece of charcoal, or piece of coal. I thought I had some in here. Yep. Let's make that first. We did go to the nether. I did get some netherrack, so let's go grind this. This has to be ground down with the lacerator, by the way. I tried doing it with the macerator and the pulverizer, but it didn't produce the right stuff, or it didn't work at all. I can't recall. Either way, it didn't work, period. Whatever the reason was. We'll let this thing just get lacerated down. Take it out of the back here. And now all we need left is a fire charge. So where can we get a fire charge? Let's see. Blaze powder, gunpowder, and a piece of coal. Blaze powder, huh? I'm pretty sure we could get one from a blaze rod. I wonder if we could lacerate it down. I know this will work in a pulverizer and a macerator. I just haven't tried it in this contraption yet, but I'm going to assume it works because it's part of the mod. Look at it go. Wow, it'd be awesome if it triples it, wouldn't it? You don't really get 4 blaze powder out of a blaze rod, so. Oh no, it just came out as a rod, so it didn't work. Okay, well that puts a dampener on things. Either we're going to have to jump straight to thermal expansion and build a pulverizer, generator, and all this other stuff just to get this Aqua Regina. We could go visit our neighbor, use his, which is just a shortcut, so we'll probably just jump into thermal expansion. But let me go ahead and browse a little bit, see if there's anything that I'm doing wrong. And if not, then we're just going to jump into thermal expansion, and we'll have to put the rest of this on hold while we do it. Give me a minute, guys, and I'll be right back. Well, guys, welcome back. There is a way to do it, actually, without going into thermal expansion. I should have checked this while I was doing it on camera. Just shows you how novice I really am. Fire charge, blaze powder, right arrow, shapeless crafting, which is our crafting bench. It only yields 2, but that's all we need. I don't care wasting a little bit right now, because I just want to get this built so we can move on to the next step, right? So let's build some blaze. Our fire charge is our blaze powder here. Gunpowder and coal, huh? Coal. And FYI, this Aqua Regina doesn't run out. You just have to make it once, and that's it. Okay, well, there was something wrong here. What did I miss? Oh, okay, that's what it is. And then sulfuric acid, netherrack dust, fire charge, Aqua Regina. We're good to go. So let's go stick this into our crystallizer, and this is the long part of the process. Stick that here. It's next to the furnace. Now you can see it's warming up. This is going to be our progress bar here, and this is our output. So when this is all done, we should either get 5 or more cobalt that we could then smelt. But this is going to be the last step of the process. So in 15 minutes, we'll check on this. So while this is running, we are going to be doing something else. I think for the time being, we could use this box as our everything box. This needs to be cleaned. Just throw that in there. Okay, look, we started with 24 ardite, or no, 12 ardite. Now we got 27. So that's pretty cool. Let's take that in here too. And yeah, it looks like our tin is cleaning up nicely. I'm going to go ahead and manage this. Figure if there's another project that we can do while we're waiting for this 15 minutes of crystallization, then I will bring you guys back on camera. If not, then we're just going to clean this up, wait for our cobalt, and then we'll probably build ourselves some really neat tools. All right, see you guys in a minute. Hi, YouTube, welcome back. Well, it's been about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Let's take a look what we got. All right, so it looks like it processed once. Notice that there's only 5 areas, but it gave us 8. So we just got a few extra more. So I'm not sure what the percentages are, but I know that we're getting a lot more than what we started with. So 300% possibility sure seems like it's right on top of that. So let's take our 8, which is good because we need 8 in order to craft the next item that I want to craft, which is going to be another hammer. I keep making these hammers. Well, you know what? It's alright. I might give these other hammers to somebody else. Let's throw our cobalt in there. Let it start smelting. We'll turn our redstone clock off. We'll change our stencil pattern so we can make a hammerhead. What else are we going to make this stuff out of? Well, I tend to make the rod out of paper because paper gives us an extra writable attribute. And then I'll probably make, if you remember, it takes 2 plates. I'll probably make that out of obsidian, just to make it harder. So let's grab some obsidian here. Or you know what? I could probably make it out of ardite. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's just make it out of ardite. It seems to be the hardest. It has reinforced 3, just like obsidian, but it has more hit points. So we will, you know what? Let's go ahead and exchange. Where do I have the ardite? Here. I'm going to trick this thing to think that I had ardite in there the whole time. Perfect. We'll let that cook around, and then I'll probably need to let it cook two. Oh no, I'll let it cook one round. I'll make one plate out of Ardite, and maybe one out of, I'm not sure. Let's go look at our books and see let's look at some options that we have. Red, maybe? Yes. Too bad it's so hard to read. This dang freaking texture pack. That's the worst thing about this texture pack, I swear. Okay. Let me set up closer so you don't have to. I'll just tell you what the certain different items mean, and then you guys can decide on what you want to do. Well, it's not that actually hard to read once I get close. I probably just sit too far from the freaking monitor here. Okay, well, let's see. Stone gives us stone bound. Okay. And I think that means the closer to 0 durability it gets, the faster it mines. Not 100% sure. Could be wrong. Cactus has splintering, which does something of the same thing, I believe. Obsidian gives reinforced 3. Netherrack gives stonebound 1. Aluminite gives reinforced 2. Paper gives us 1 modifier. That's why we're going to use it. Cobalt has a reinforced level of 2. Ardite has a reinforced level of 2. Maybe we should use obsidian. Handle modifier 0.2. Mining speed 8. The reason why we're going to use cobalt is because it has a mining speed of 11. And I'm more interested in speed than I am the hardest thing on the game, because this is going to mine obsidian faster than this stuff actually, because it has a faster mining speed. Stonebound 2. Ardite has stonebound 2. That's probably why we want it. And it has reinforced 2. So I think we'll make 1 plate out of Ardite, 1 plate out of obsidian, just to make sure. Millennium. Yeah, this is the good stuff. It's stronger than diamond, but it has a lot of durability. I'm not sure which red I want to take. Maybe I'll just make some manilium and make a plate out of it. Let's see, a plate out of that. And a plate out of Ardite. That's pretty good, huh? I don't plan on losing these. It's pretty expensive. Bronze has reinforced level 1. Steel has reinforced level 2. And pig iron has reinforced level 1. So, let's see. First, let's make our paper handle. We're going to need some paper. Do we have any sugarcane? Uh-oh. I don't see any. We don't have any. Let me go get some, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, YouTube, welcome back. So I went and found some. I actually just planted most of what I found out there, if you can see through the glass up against the river. Harvested some trees that grew, so let's put the saplings away. Let's put the wood away. Great. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so I left 3 sugarcane in my inventory so we can make some paper. It's going to give us 3 paper, which is how much we need. And the difference between making a rod out of paper versus metal is that metal you have to cast it, but with a rod you don't cast it. You have to use the part maker. So we'll get the tough tool rod pattern, stick it in the part builder and the paper. Maybe it won't let us. Cost of 3. In fact, I don't think it will let us. It'll let us do the small tool rod pattern, but not the large one. Interesting. Well, that kind of blows that out the water, doesn't it? How about that? You know what? I'm going to wait to build this until I get more reeds, just in case I just don't seem to have enough. We can probably cast our molten cobalt, though. Hammerhead. Alright, almost finished. There it goes. Take our cast out, put our ingot back, just in case. Pull our hammerhead out. We'll just stick it in here and let it wait for us. Perfect. Okay. Let's check on our factorization. Looks like it's, I don't know, 2/3, 75% of the way done. Oh, I know what we can melt. We can put some obsidian in there. We're going to need 8. So that's 4 obsidian blocks. That's still off, so we're good to go. Check our furnaces. I think it's done. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna mess around, do some smaller projects around the pad, stuff that you probably do without needing to watch me. Like change the cobalt, not the cobalt, but the cobblestone into smooth stone brick, that sort of thing. As you can see, I've already kind of got started in here. But all right, guys. Well, I'll bring you back when the next phase of the project commences. All right, YouTube, welcome back. Looks like our ardite is done. I decided to go ahead and make a plate with our obsidian because that is an upgrade to one of the hammer. We could add an obsidian plate to it as one of the mods that allows us to upgrade the hammer with. So I'll probably just do that to give it reinforced 3. So probably going to make some millennium. So we're going to need more cobalt next. So let me just grab some cobalt. And let's hope it gives us, oh no, didn't do that. Let's hope it gives us like 8. In the meantime, we can go ahead and smelt the ardite. Perfect. Be back soon. Hey guys, welcome back. While we're waiting for the rest of the stuff to crystallize, I just wanted to show you what the ender lily seeds look like when they're ripe, ready for the picking. That's it. As a matter of fact, there's one stage between this and this that has just like 1 or 2 of these lighter color dots on the edge. But when you see 4 on each one, it's ready to click. What happens is you get 1 seed back, your original investment, and as Dire Wolf put it, and the ender pearl. Cool. Alright, let's go check on the crystallization, and then I will stop the video and wait some more. Oh, as you can notice, I've just been working, changing out the cobblestone for the brick, and yeah. About halfway done. Okay. See you in a little bit. Welcome back, YouTube. Well, I just wanted to show you this. There seems to be a graphic in there of some crystallization. I never noticed that before. I think that's pretty cool. We are almost up. It just finished. The graphic's gone. Look at that. That's awesome. We only got 5 this time. That's a little unfortunate, but no worries. Let's go ahead and throw that into our smeltery, and I will bring right back when it's done. Hopefully, we'll get like, 8 manilium or something. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. So, be right back when it's smelted. All right, YouTube, welcome back. Well, I just wanted to show you that we only got 5 manilium ingots out of all that, so we're going to have to wait for the next batch of cobalt, which is brewing right now. So when that's done, I could then craft our 1 plate, and we'll throw some ardite in there, and we'll craft the other plate, and hopefully get ourselves a pretty badass hammer. Okay? We'll see you soon. Welcome back, YouTube. Okay, we got our ardite. We smelted it down. And I think what I'm going to do is just make myself a plate here. So we're going with an ardite plate. I changed my mind. We went with the manilium's tough tool rod and an obsidian plate. So this is going to be our new hammer. As soon as that solidifies, yeah, toys. So I'm going to get reinforced 3 and stone bound right off the bat. We're going to do some upgrades, but that's going to be next episode. We've run out of time. I thank you for watching, and yeah, leave comments. Tell me what you're doing. If you're following along, let me know where you're at in this video, and interact with me. I respond to as many messages as I possibly can. And since only 1 or 2 people have watched so far, I'm pretty sure I can get to everybody. All right. Well, anyways, this is Naked All Day signing out. Thanks for watching another episode. We'll see you on the next one.